Hello, everyone. Hi, this is Bhakti Rana, and this is like I am currently working as a group head HR for an organization called Blue Planet YASASU Solutions Limited and Organic Recycle Systems Limited Private Limited. So we are basically a company into waste management. I also work for a community called a women's community called Lajja, which is like by the woman and for the woman, and where we work on a development for the women's across levels and across age and profession. So there I had as a people connect where I closely work with the corporate in terms of like for a working women's oriented programs actually. Okay, so I just want to give you a quick brief about myself. I carry a close to 18 years of an experience, and basically, I come from the background of like, working with the IT company as a counselor, and that's how actually I started liking the professions of connecting and being with the people actually. And I was very pretty good in that. So that's how I actually got into human resources. So I carry a versatile experience right from like working with the IT companies to a hardcore financial service into a HR BP and talent acquisition. And today I am into like and then moving to a consulting practice for a couple of years and again back to like industry, an absolute different industry which is a waste management where basically like we build or we produce the biogas and compost from the organic waste actually. Okay, so now so this is about me, and so we are going to talk about today for on a subject which is like I think all of us wanted to be very clear at some point of our career, and definitely all of us has a dream. So I actually, when I was going through yesterday, I think this group is a pretty great numbers of freelance women, and I'm very happy. I think there are more and more women who are actually thinking on lines where they feel they want to come out from the comfort zone of to start something of their own. Be it the reason in terms of for a family or for a personal break or for balancing your your family as well as the professional life. But yes, end of the day, I think it is a very important step where you think of being completely on yourself and start something on yourself, in terms of dare to do something by self. Okay, so let's and I think all of you being on this jobs for her probably like is helping in a much better way in terms of opening your visions and opening many more opportunities to think differently and to think large for self. Let's go back to like our topic, which is about the goal setting step by step. Okay, I wanted to ask you one question, which is I think probably we all are somewhere like very aligned or we are aware of it. So the question is, what is a goal setting? Okay. Uh, to me, if you ask me, I'm sure. I think first of all, like this session is on a like why what is a goal setting is all about. But to be very honest, I tell you, I think we all experience in our daily life a goal setting, but we are somewhere we are not very conscious in terms of following the same step from of our personal life to a professional life. I'm sure in this group, then most of the women would have, would have experienced your your daily routine. Okay, let me give you an example that I want to reach office, say at a particular time, or we all reach to the office in a very disciplined time, or probably like you reach to your client's place at a defined time. Why we are able to do it? Because we have always set our mind, or we have given a message to our mind that yes, I want to reach that time, and then we start working backward on the same for the same, so that we reach a destination on the time, right? Same is, I think the when if I wanted to like reach back home, like I'll be very clear in that also that I will reach home by 7:30 or XYZ time because I need to I need to complete certain home commitments. And we are able to deliver also very, very firmly and with happy, very happily self. But yes, we are able to do all our background work for the same, and we are able to achieve that. And we are able to create a work-life balance, or we are able to complete your commitment even at your home front. Okay, so a simple thought, why, if we are able to do in our routine or in a daily life, then why not in our professional life? I think that's a question for all of us, or that should be a something a question in all of us our mind, right? Because equally, how your the personal life is important. Of course, somewhere we also definitely, when we have taken the education, or we step up to work, or we step out to work, or being a success for our seeing a success for ourselves, I think it's an equally important that we are equally we see that also as a very, very close to your heart, or we take the ownership of the same, right? So let's talk about, let's understand in terms of how now we can take a journey from our personal goal setting, achieving the personal goal in our personal life or a daily routine to a professional life, and make a routine of the same as well. I don't think so. It is a very difficult for any of us, right? So again, I wanted to ask you is, or I wanted to understand what is a goal. So goal is somewhere, if you ask me, I think it is a dream, right? A dream which you all, or probably a one has seen, in the mind, or probably in the always have dreamed about it. And to achieve the same is something which we are looking to, right? So goal is something where if we take a look at in a way, it is a dream which is be break into an actions, and actions are further going further to achieve the goals, correct, right? So I have a dream to become, the chief human resource officer, or I have a dream to be a successful public speaker, is a dream. Now, to achieve that dream, what are my action plan? Okay, are I have developed to see that the goal of making my dream realistic is achieved. So this is how it works, right? So goal is preceding of the the action plans, and somewhere it is unconsciously it is your dream. So that's how it works. So there are certain. I would let's make it a very, very simple and basic for all of us to follow and understand in terms of the goal setting, and probably we all can easily achieve. In fact, actually, if you ask me, I think goal is it should not be something which should be a stressful to yourself, but it should be a something you should be a fun with achieving those goals, and it should be a something which you are very happy to work towards reaching that goal, right? At the same time, your goal has to be a not very one has to be an ensure in terms of that we are maintaining a consistencies, and we are ensuring we are practicing that the process in our daily as a daily routine, right? Then it becomes a very easy for all of us for someone to achieve those goals, right? So when we say the goal setting, I think it's a very, very important that our goal has to be a very, very effective, and it should be an achievable. Okay? So let's go step by step for on the exercise of how we can achieve the goals for ourselves and ensure that we do it. Okay. Now, the very first step which I wanted to which I would say is to achieve something, or to get something, to do anything which is a very new, probably. I think let's start with something which is a very, very, let's take a one small step. Okay. So I would say that, probably if I ask you a simple question, okay, what is your goal? Okay, so you will give me a list of like, 10, 15 things which you want to see in your life. I want to like, become an X person. I want to like, have a beautiful house, or I wanted to have like, a luxury car, or I wanted to have a international trip or a domestic trip, or I want to like do X, Y, Z things in my life. Okay, so there are 10, 15 things which you already have, like beginning of the year, you have set for yourself and you have mentioned as your goal, right? But now what happens is like, when you are listing it down 15, 20 questions, then you lose the track in terms of, okay, fine, now what is a priority? So what happens is like, you feel everything is very important. I wanted to like, achieve a good income, or I wanted to like, have an international trip to also in this year. I wanted to do the X thing and Y thing. Everything is important. So now what happens is like, in such kind of a scenario, we absolutely lose somewhere the track, because we are focused in a various I'm like, for a various activities, and streaming those activities absolutely lose us track, and then like, we are not able to achieve the goal. So here what I say is, break your goals. Now to make a very clear vision for yourself, do what you need to do is pick up a very very small, a simple goal for the next 30 days. Okay, now what could be a simple goal for yourself? A simple goal means a goal which you think you can achieve in the next coming 30 days. I repeat it again, a something important which you think is a very close to your heart, or which you think, I think it is a fun to do, achieve that goal for the next 30 days. Achieve that goal in the next 30 days. Now, I'll give you an example. Okay, now you all are into your professional life in terms of like, most of you are a freelancer where you are working as a, in a very flexible working hours. Okay, but at the same time, probably like, since you, when you are choosing to work as a freelancer, you also wanted to have a, a successful career also in spite of being a freelancer. So your target could be like, making possibly, if you ask me very specifically, a small goal could be like, in a professional first, say I wanted to meet at least two new clients, which is very easy to achieve, right? Okay. So it is a very giving you a very clear indication that only in this month, in the next 30 days, I have to focus myself to just meet two new clients. Okay. Or it could be either, if you want to, okay, if you think like this is something very new for you, or probably you just started as your career, as a freelancer. So and before starting, you wanted to like, set yourself so that you go very smooth on that. Have a something very personal goal for yourself. Probably like, I think all women, they have something very close to themselves is like, to weight loss, one of the things. So you can have like, okay, fine. I want to like, reduce a 3 or 4 kgs, 3 kgs of weight loss for the next 30 days. Okay. So have a very, very, so what you need to do is like, you break your goals, or you start with a very small goal. Okay. For yourself, and follow that goal for the next 30 days. Understood? So, like, where you will only focus on achieving, why now 30 days? The question is like, because I think, most of the people says that I think to make anything as a practice, you need to have a like, a 21 days is a minimum days, so that it becomes your habit. And that is the reasons I think we should follow that for the next 30 days. Okay. Second is, what happens is, so when you start, when it becomes your habit, you easily like, try, or you actually chase your goal in a very fun way. In fact, like, then to see that result, you actually like, very funful, or you find it very happy to, find a way to reach that place actually, or to reach that goal. And you make all the possible ways to do that, because that's a fun for you, and it has become your habit. Okay, so that's the first step. which you should you should talk about, or probably you can set for yourself. So be it your beautiful body, or be it like have a beautiful relationships, to have a x amount of money in your life, but make it a 30 days a one small goal which you are very happy with, or which you think you can achieve it, or you think is like I think you that's your priority. Okay, so that is how. So it shouldn't be your homework actually. So here, that's the reason I'm saying it. It shouldn't be your homework. It should be like something to be a fun with. Okay. Now, second is like keep your goals measurable and very very clear, as specific as you can be. I don't know how much you all believe about your subconscious mind. Okay. So, many a times, I don't know how much you all would have experienced, but at many a times, like, we start saying to ourselves, going to happen, or this is how things are, or I'm sure, I think this is how it has been perceived, or this is only it's going to happen, so but what, and actually when we like okay, when we go to a reality and those things happen, we have seen, okay fine, whatever I had said or I was thinking, that has happened. So why is that so? Okay, it could be a negative or it could be a plus also, and we are not defeating on that side of it. But what is it all here is like we have a subconscious mind. So it takes the message, it works in a very very, it doesn't understand the abstract language. Okay, so when we say the abstract, it doesn't understand if but absolute approx numbers, or approx the addresses. So through that unconscious mind, you have to give a message to your mind in terms of what you want to achieve or what you want to deliver. Now, how? I mean, like, if I want to be very specific, I wanted to, I wanted to like, have, I wanted to buy a luxury car. Is luxury cars is one, a car could be a, like, there are an n number of luxury cars are there. So which luxury cars I'm not given that, message to my unconscious mind. It could be anything. Okay, and it will perceive also in that way. It could be like second-hand luxury car, or it could be like a cheapest model of the luxury car, or it could be like a gifted luxury car, or I may I sit in the somebody's luxury car. Obviously, like I think my unconscious mind had given a message on that side. So how to be very specific? I wanted to buy, uh, the model, like I wanted to buy the BMW X number of model of this color. So this becomes a very, very clear indication to our subconscious mind in terms of what we want to achieve it, or what you wanted to deliver, or what you want to see as our goal, right? Be very specific on your professional life. Okay, I wanted to reach at a monthly, like a monthly income of the a very very specific amount which you actually can visualize, and coming into that, not approximately. It should not be ever a figure of between 1 lakh to between 1 lakh 50,000, or between 20,000 to 25,000. Again, you are giving a like wrong a message to your unconscious mind. So try to be as much as clear with your mind or unconscious mind. Try to be a very clear, because I think somewhere it will also clear your thought process about, will give you also equal clarity in terms of, if you're very very clear about your goals, and there is it's undoubtful that you don't achieve that goals, but be very focused, be very clear on that. Okay, now the third is like write your goals. Now when you picked up one activity for the next 30 days, write down your goals for the next 30 days. Okay, write every day, write every day what you want to what you want to do, like achieve. Why it is that? Because every day you are giving a message to yourself. You are making a commitment to yourself that this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to deliver. Or this is what I wanted to see as a result. It becomes your habit. It is a sincere commitment which you are doing it to yourself for the next 30 days. Write every day. Writing one line, I don't think so. It takes even more than a second for us, right? But somewhere I think you are saying it to yourself, yes, I can do it, or yes, I will achieve it, or I will get this thing in terms of my goal. I will achieve, surely I will achieve my goal. So, so that is how it is. So that is something you are signing a contract with your subconscious mind. That yes, see, this is now there is a contract between me and my subconscious mind that you have to help me out to get my to see my result or to achieve my goal. And you are writing it down and you are giving a very strong message to your mind at the same time. Okay. The fourth step is in terms of I think creating the action plans. Now, when I in the beginning of my session, I will mention to you all that it is a very important that we pen it down or we write it down, because everything is there in my head. But unless I am not clearly penning it down on paper, that my mind will be always very, it will be fluctuating always, right? There will be always I will always change my perceptions or perseverance as per the situations and as per my mood. Right? Today I think, okay, fine, I want a luxury BMW. Tomorrow I may think, let me just go for a little higher version. So I'm shifting my goals every time. So hence it is important that you write down your action plan to achieve your goals. Okay. So blank actions without just heading towards something without any plan will not take you anywhere. Okay, when you are running in the race, okay, when you don't know where you have to hit the till you whether you need to run for the 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers or 21 kilometers, it is very important that you have to pen it down and you have to create your action plans. Now, for an example, when I was saying that if I want to reach, if I want to run for the 21 kilometers race, okay, I'm sure I think I cannot do it in a one go. Yesterday I have thought about doing running the 21 kilometers race, and today I'm running the ground. No, it doesn't work. I'm sure you all know that. It is just a mere an exercise which we are doing it just to satisfy ourselves. I participated in that particular activity, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any point, right? So if you want to hit 21 kilometers race, or you want to successfully complete that, probably you will start running 6 months before. You will start with taking a step by step, and then that's how you reach to a 21 kilometers. Probably you're pretty good in terms of reaching that the destination, right? So it is very important that you create an action plan. So it is as good as the our GPS system. So when you go to a Google GPS, I mean, when you go to a Google Drive and you mention your destination, it will give you a path. Okay, it will also show you 2 or 3 ways to do it. But yes, and that's how you drive back and you reach to your destination. So we have to also create a path in terms of how you can reach to that place or how you can reach to your goals. You have to break it down. Now, for an example, being a freelancer, okay, you have set your goal. Now you will work backward on that. Okay. Now, for an example, if you want to reach, or if you want to be successful even in your freelancing career, be it I think recruiters, or be it work from home, or be it as a corporate communication or XYZ career. Okay, you would have said something. You'll have some goal set. Start working backwards on that to achieve that stage. Okay, what you need, what kind of things you need to have it, or what should be your preparation that. So make a plan of actions on those lines and start following that, right? The last and the least, last but not the least, okay, is what happens is many a time is most of the times I think we all would have felt that Simply like, I write my goal, okay, that I want to do, like, become, say, a CHRO of some company, or okay. But to become a CHRO or Chief Human Resource Officer, what is, like, kind of an activity I am supposed to follow, which I'm not tracking it, right? Mere writing a goal in one piece of paper, sticking on your, like, right and left side, or a place where you can visualize, it doesn't work, because you are just focusing, your mind is there, I want to achieve that. But to achieve that, it's a very simple thing. What is the activity you are following? You have to go step by step. You simply cannot jump. It's as good as, like, and I was just giving you an example of winning a race, correct? So it's very important that, like, we follow the activity rather than, like, we follow just a goal, because at times it demotivates you, because you are just, like, looking at a phase, or you are looking at one beautiful dream picture for yourself, but you are not taking the efforts to achieve, to reach, see that picture to be a real for yourself, right? So this is what is, like, I think, very, very important for all of us to, like, when we say, talk about the goal setting session, we should start with that, taking a small step, rather than, like, just taking a big leap, make a big picture, list down a lot of things. Start taking the step by step for yourself. Start with, just again, I'm just repeating the steps. Start with the making a 30 days goal to start with, which is a very small or achievable goal for yourself, or activity which you will be love to do it, or you have fun to do it. Second is, like, give a very clear indications to your subconscious mind. Make it your goals very measurable, and as much as clear you can do it, right? Third is, goals every day, or write down whichever, whatever you've decided that I want to achieve it, write it down, pen it down for every next 30 days. So it's a kind of a commitment you make it for yourself. Step four, create your goals, or step down, like, create an action plan for the team. Gives you for GPS systems, where you're giving a very clear, where we are making the methodologies to, like, step by step, where you can reach and how you can reach to that place. And fourth, last but not least, to the fifth step is, like, focus on the activity rather than, like, focus on your goal. Focus on the activity, right? Because somewhere it demotivates you, and then it doesn't give you a clear indication in terms of, okay, fine, I want to reach, but how I want to reach. It's a very important, right? Okay, so the first question which we have received is, like, that how I can set a career goal that I can achieve easily. Okay, I repeat it. The first question is how I can set my goals so I can achieve it easily, okay, in my career. Okay, what I suggest is, like, first list down what you want to do as a achieve in your career. Okay, when I say what you want to do achieve in your career, I think probably you will get a 10 to 15, 20 activities. You will have a list of that. You prioritize in terms of, like, probably you can highlight the one which is very, very important for you to achieve in your life. Okay, so that will again, like, reduce the number of, like, your closest closest career goals for yourself. You will reach to the closest to your career goals, actually. Further, you can probably, like, you can break it down in terms of what is utmost important for you to achieve, and then probably you can go from first to five, six list of the activity. So it gives you a clarity in terms of what you want to achieve, or what you want to, like, have in your life when it comes to the career. Okay, so the next question is, like, how one can motivate yourself, or one can be motivated while, like, you want to achieve your goals. So as I said in my example, I think when you take a close the door. Okay, when you take the goal, you take a very, very you take a small goal for yourself. Okay, probably you can take a goal, like, which is probably very close to your heart. or which you think is, I think you would love to achieve as the goal. It shouldn't be a very difficult. It should be a fun for you. Okay, probably like I think you can start with your personal goal, so that what happens is like when you will reach or when you will see that it is coming, whatever you have dreamed or what you have dreamed about it is coming true, or you can visualize that, you will probably go very easy with that. So it could be like something to do with like do a every day 10 minutes walk, or you do every day like some kind of an activity which becomes a part of your routine. Let's start with only 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes kind of a thing. So take a goal which is probably it's not very difficult for you, or it's not a very stressful for you. I think that will help you to achieve that, right? So there is a one interesting question, like someone has asked, like that I have been never taught to how set goals to be set. Okay, so I don't know how, like if you have I mean, how much like have of you have completely gone very closely like watching my video. But I had mentioned in my beginning of the session that we all practice goals in our routine. Okay, in a personal life, we all practice. We all do it unconsciously, but only we do not implement the same when it comes to your professional lives, and there we get lost. Correct. So it's like as I had given an examples of like reaching to your reaching to your client's place, or reaching, or probably like completing some presentations, or or reaching to some meetings, or anything. I think we all do it actually when it comes to your personal commitments, to do something for your child, or to do something for your family, but we don't follow that in our in professional life. So probably like we all have to be a little conscious in terms of if we can do there, why can't we practice the same in our professional life? It's a very easy. Okay, only yes, your slightly you will change your thought process, or slightly you become more structured on while you set for your professional life. Okay, so that's how be it your profession, be it your personal life. I think we are aware of the goal, but probably we consciously don't. We are not very seriously. We don't seriously think on that line, right? My goal is important. I think it is important. If it is important, if you are to have a very structured way for your professional life. The goal is something. It gives you a very clear vision or clear path in terms of what you want to achieve in your life. Without goal, I think it's like endless race. You are just running, but you are nowhere aware of it, where you are heading towards to, what you want to achieve. Then it becomes like practice. Okay, fine, let me take whatever comes in my way. I'm quite okay with it. But end of the day, when you go back and check your balance sheet for your career, you will always question yourself: Have I achieved what I wanted to? Or in a subconscious mind, you will always feel that I'm still not very successful, or I'm not very content about what I have been doing it in my life, right? So have a very clear goal. Let it be a very small, let it be a very consistent, or let it be a very content. I think it is not necessary that it has to be always to do with the money part of it, or your goal has to be only linked with the financial rewards. I don't think so. It is important. Your goal could be something to do with like go back to something to do connected with your society, or something to do with your relationships, or something to do with your personal life, or something to do with like achieving your personal learnings also, right? So someone has also asked, tell us to be how to be focused on that, right? So that is the reason I have mentioned in my session that Start with just picking up a small goal for yourself for 30 days, which you think is possibly you would love to do it, or it is a fun for you to achieve it. Write down your goals every day and create an action plan on that. I think probably if you follow, or even like, just first two step, which is like, practice 30 days. First two, rather, I would say the three step. So practice, define your 30 days, one activity which you want to carry on for the next 30 days. Give a very clear message to your unconscious mind, okay, because it doesn't understand abstract language. And third is like, write it down or pen it down your goals every day. Write down for the next 30 days that I want to do this. I think it takes only a minute, right? Okay. Okay, I've received one beautiful questions that someone has written that, I'm a sales professional. So what kind of a personal goal which I have to set for myself? Okay. Now, uh, I wanted to ask you, I'm like, when we see the sales professions, I think a very obvious character of the sales professional is like, a great communicator, a presentable, which comes the very first impressions for, anyone. And most importantly, like, someone who is a very, very persistent, who doesn't leave or who doesn't give up easily, right? So I think that when if you are a sales professions, I think probably you need to focus on these three areas. Or this could be your, the personal goal, which you possibly need to work upon that. Okay, which is like uh, being a very, very a great communicator, or being a very like professional in terms of like your presentation skills, which is your external your external appearance or internal behavior, and perseverance in terms of like if you start chasing things. I'm like, if you have a sale as a sales professional, if you have target of reaching the x or getting the x number of client, be very focused that I want to get it. See, what I feel is like, I think the best profession is the sales professions, where you are open to like, connecting with lot many people, and just with a talk or a discussions, probably you get the result, right? And then you connect, they build your connect such a strong that it works even for you in the coming next few years also, correct? And of course with the great incentives, which the first like in most of the organization is a followed, the sales incentives are paid to only sales professions, and the not to the operations guys or back-end operations doesn't just get a hardly peanuts on that. So Meenakshi has asked, how do I achieve my performance goal to achieve my next career in my life? Okay. So Meenakshi, I wanted to ask you, okay, it's a very, very simple exercise. Today, probably you are at the level of X, and now you're looking to reach to a level of X plus. Now the X plus is already there in your organization, correct? And there are some characters, or possibly there are some like disciplines, or there are some the characteristics which you possibly can see in terms of the what the X plus look like, correct? So you can and you can compare yourself in terms of to reach to the X plus what you need to work upon in terms of, I think it will be a gap of around four or five things which possibly you have to list it down for yourself. Make the action plans on that, or probably you can break it to like an, okay, fine, I wanted to focus on the first one, two, three areas to reach to the X plus level, and just closely work on only those areas. Already where you are, it's created by you, but to where you want to reach is something somewhere like you have to focus upon, which you don't have the quality, or probably you want to develop those qualities, or you want to set those benchmark. Just focus on that. So here I would I think I have received like a very interesting questions. I would end my session here. In case if you have anything, or if you want to write back to me, you're always you can reach to me on a Jobs for Her page of my mentor the page, and I'm happy to answer you. Thank you very much everyone, and have a great day for you. All right, thanks a lot.